Long ago, in the vast plains of East Africa, there lived a young woman named Malaika. She was the eldest daughter in a humble family that farmed their small plot of land, surviving season to season on the crops they grew. Times were tough, and every season brought its own challenges, drought, pests, or storms. But through it all, Malaika worked alongside her family, rising before dawn and laboring until the stars appeared in the sky. One year the rains did not come. The land grew parched, rivers dried up, and hunger spread across the village. Day after day, Malaika watched as her family's spirits dwindled. Determined to help, she sought guidance from the village elder, a wise man named Baba Chifu. Baba Chifu listened to Malaika's concerns and told her of a place he had heard about in his youth, a hidden village beyond the mountains called Mwenzi. Legend had it that Mwenzi was a land of prosperity, with lush crops and an unending supply of water from the sacred Nyoka River. But reaching Mwenzi was no easy feat. Many who had tried had never returned. Driven by love for her family, Malaika decided to attempt the journey. She packed only what she could carry: a small sack of millet, a gourd of water, and a blanket woven by her mother. With a final blessing from Baba Chifu, she set out at dawn, promising to return with the hope that her village so desperately needed. Her journey took her through dense forests filled with shadows that danced under the thick canopy. Known as the Forest of Whispers, it was a place where one could easily become lost if they strayed from the path. As Malaika ventured deeper, she heard voices, not human but ancient and soft, like the murmur of wind through leaves. The voices whispered warnings, speaking of challenges ahead and testing her resolve. One evening, as she sat by a small fire, an elderly woman appeared, draped in layers of cloth and leaning on a twisted staff. "Why do you journey so far, child?" the woman asked, her voice as ancient as the forest itself. Malaika explained her mission, and the woman nodded slowly. "Your heart is pure, but remember, the path to Mwenzi is not just one of distance, but of the spirit. Only those with strength and kindness in equal measure can find their way." The woman vanished as mysteriously as she had appeared, leaving Malaika to ponder her words. After days of navigating the forest, Malaika arrived at the base of the mountains. The air was thin and the climb was treacherous, with jagged rocks and slippery paths. Exhausted and often discouraged, Malaika kept going, drawing strength from thoughts of her family and their struggling village. Halfway up, a powerful storm rolled in. Lightning split the sky, illuminating a narrow ledge that could take her to the other side, but it was risky. Just as she hesitated, she heard a faint cry. An eagle had become trapped, its wing caught under a fallen branch. Ignoring her own fear, Malaika approached and freed the bird. In gratitude, it let out a piercing call, and from that moment it became her guide, soaring above to show her the safest paths. Finally, after days of struggle, she reached the summit. As she looked down, her heart leaped. There, beyond the mountain, lay a fertile valley with winding rivers and green fields as far as the eye could see. Malaika descended into the valley and found the village of Mwenzi. The people welcomed her, amazed that she had found her way to their hidden paradise. She explained her mission, and the villagers agreed to share their seeds, water-gathering techniques, and wisdom on how to tend to the land. They gifted her a magical gourd filled with water from the sacred Nyoka River, a source that once poured into soil would make it fertile. Malaika spent several weeks learning from the people of Mwenzi. She helped with their harvests and formed bonds with them, absorbing their knowledge and customs. Before she left, the village chief gave her a small pouch of seeds and whispered, "Remember, the true wealth of Mwenzi is in unity and gratitude." When Malaika returned to her village, the people were overjoyed. She poured the water from the Nyoka River onto the parched soil, and within days, green sprouts began to emerge. She taught her village the farming techniques she had learned, and soon their fields flourished. They grew enough food not only for themselves, but also for neighboring villages affected by the drought. Years passed, and Malaika became known as the guardian of the harvest. Her village prospered, and every season they celebrated the gift of life and abundance. But Malaika never forgot the lessons of the hidden village of Mwenzi. She taught her people that true prosperity was not found in riches or resources alone, but in the strength of community and the spirit of giving. And so the legacy of Malaika's journey lived on, reminding everyone that with courage, kindness, and wisdom, even the most difficult paths can lead to life-changing destinations. Malaika's story shows us that no matter how tough life gets, courage and kindness can turn things around. Her journey reminds us of the strength in never giving up, even when everything seems hopeless. If you felt inspired by this journey from despair to hope, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories that touch the heart. Your support means a lot, and together we can keep sharing these powerful stories. And that's the end of the story. That's for watching.